Grace was a kingdom. I stopped at the gate, thinking I don't deserve to pass through after all the mistakes that I made. Oh, but I heard a whisper as heaven bent down. Said, child, don't you know that the first will be last and the last get a crown? And now I'm just a beggar in the presence of a king, and I wish I could bring so much more. But if it's true that you can use broken things, yeah, then here I am, Lord, I'm all yours. Oh, yeah. Whoa, oh. The pages of history, they tell me it's true, that it's never the perfect, it's always the ones with the scars that you use. Oh, it's the rebels and the prodigal, it's the humble and the weak, all the misfit heroes you chose. Tell me there's hope for sinners like me. And now I'm just a beggar in the presence of a king, and I wish I could bring so much more. But if it's true that you use broken things, Lord, then here I am, Lord, I'm all yours. Oh, whoa, whoa, oh, Lord, I'm all yours. Ooh, yeah. Oh, grace is a kingdom with gates open wide. There's a seat at the table just waiting for you, so come on inside.
Thank you, Matthew.
My pleasure.
Honored to have you. Brand new album, All In. Yeah. And this is a little different kind of approach for you. Tell me about what makes this album different than the others that you've done.
I'm passionate about storytelling, and over the years, my time in Nashville, you'd see it on billboards everywhere. It all begins with a song, and I like to back that up one step further. Every song begins with a story, and so I've actually been on a mission for the last several years collecting the stories of people's lives, and I've collected over 40,000 stories, testimonies, people just sharing about their lives, what they're going through, maybe what God's done in their lives, and many of those songs have been inspired by the stories of people's lives. With this record, All In, I found myself kind of asking this personal question, okay, God, how do you want me to go all in my life?
You had a conversation with Billy Graham that was very influential, and I read about it. I want you to tell me, you asked him a question. What was the question and what was his answer?
Well, at the age of 13 years old, I actually had the defining moment of my life. I asked Jesus into my heart watching a Billy Graham crusade on television. Now, I'm a preacher's kid, so I always joke with my dad that I heard thousands of his sermons, but it took Billy Graham to really make it stick.
You really did a lot to your dad's ego. You know that, right?
Yeah, so...
Terrible.
But fast forward many years later, my music career started taking off, and I had the opportunity to have a root beer with Reverend Billy Graham. One of the questions I asked him was, does Billy Graham have any regrets? And he shared so honestly and authentically. He said his greatest regret was the time that he had to spend away from his family while he was traveling for a good cause. But he said, I know God's given me grace for that, but if I could go back, I would do that differently. And in that moment, I realized Reverend Graham wasn't just telling me his regret. He knew my line of work and that it would take me many places away from my own wife and my own daughters. And I think he was reminding me in that moment not to miss what really matters.
Let me tell everybody, Matthew West's All In CD is available. You can stream it on Spotify, get it at Apple Music and Amazon Music. You can buy it at iTunes. You can find information on his concert dates right there on your screen, MatthewWest.com. MatthewWest.com.